Hello?
Hello.
Oh, no, Scream?
No, there's too much screaming already.
Okay.
Ugh. I guess I'll stop what I was doing. And how are we today?
Um, I'm okay. I actually just got my, one of the marks for my assignment, like, 15 minutes ago.
Was your argument not strong enough?
Uh, excellent callback. um, no, I did okay. Um, I got well, he can't give it a number value because it's a formative bit of work, which means it doesn't count to my grade.
But you did it
Um,
anyway?
yeah. Well, you still kind of have to. Except the guy fucked up because it was supposed to be a summative. That is something that does count. Um, so we're all having to resubmit our work. So it was a 1,000 word book review, which is not a lot. It's like a page and a half. Um, book
Sounds like a
review.
sounds like a fucking lot to me.
Well, relatively, it's not a lot. I like bashed mine out in a couple of hours, but uh, basically with the way it's set up, because he fucked up and said that it was not a marked thing, and it turns out it should have been a marked thing. Um, he's given a mark where he can't actually give the number you get, but he uses the language consistent with the marking, so you can pretty much tell what number
He,
you'd
he,
get.
he he can't tell you the number, but he can say if you can think of a number between 6 and 8, that's kind of the score you got.
Yeah, virtually in a way. So, um, basically, you can take your number and just resubmit the work as is, or you can you can submit a new piece of work that will be marked and will have an impact on your grade. And so mine is between a 60 and a 69, um, which is the entire width of upper second class, which is basically a B. So I have a borderline. I have like a B work close to a B plus, basically. Um, but I'm only like 5, 6 marks off.
Well, can you so do you have to like if you resubmit something else, it doesn't have to be entirely new. You can basically just like take what you've submitted already as a draft, couldn't you?
No, so you if you choose to resubmit, as in like actually, uh,
Have another go around.
yeah, you have to pick a different book.
Okay.
So you either just resubmit the work as is, um, and just get your mark, even though technically it's flagged as 100% plagiarism because it's already been submitted. Or you do it again, and because I'm pretty close to an A bit of work, and I really have to do well this year, I'm strongly considering redoing the work. But
I mean, I guess that's where we differ.
yeah, I mean the problem is I'm gonna have to read another fucking 300-page book and whatever. So yeah,
Like if you could work on the one that you have already submitted, I would probably do that. But if I can't,
you'll just take it.
I'll take the B.
Yeah. The problem, while I'm saying that I pretty much know what I'm getting, the gamut is a very wide gamut that I have is pretty wide. So I know.
I mean, wide or not, it's still above 50.
So 60 is kind of the borderline mark. Like 60 is average here, and
I'm
it
okay
is.
with being average.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. um, but I really so my last year in year one, despite the fact it's not being true, and oh sorry.
Uh, 60 to 69 millimeters is average, right?
uh, sure. um, shit. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So first year marks don't really count, even though they totally do, and that's something I'm going to talk about because it's fucked me over. But um, first year marks don't count to your final grade, but second year marks do. So these are all for my assignments that they do count to my final degree. So I do have to do, or if I'm pushing for
Uh,
that A essentially,
what you're saying is if you're gonna get a degree in watching anime, you're gonna get the best fucking degree in watching anime you can.
yeah, I've got to make that call. Am I like really going to push for it or not? So I'm not saying I'm definitely going to resubmit, but I don't know. I think I've already got another book out that I can use, so I might just give it a bit of a read, and if I'm vibing with it, then just go for it. Um,
I guess at the same time, I'm kind of looking at it from the perspective of like, for twice the amount of effort, I can get like 20% more grade,
Not even that.
or
Like 10%, 10% at
or
most.
whatever. Or I could put that effort towards an assignment that I haven't had to resubmit yet
Mm.
and just get a better grade outright.
Well, so the thing, because he fucked up, he's had to push back the date for the big assignment. Um, so
Which
this
means
class, along with the anime class I'm doing, are on the same schedule, where basically you have a small essay due in halfway through the term, and then in the Christmas break you have a big essay, and the big essay is like 60 to 70% of your grade, and the small one is 30 to 40%. Um, for each of the classes.
damn, you
Um,
better fucking pass then.
what do you mean?
Better fucking pass then.
Yeah. So, so it's
Oh,
like
breaking news.
oh yeah.
Kyle Rittenhouse found not guilty on all charges.
Oh really?
Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll jump into that. Just oh fuck, that's taking me shit. Uh, uh, yeah, I don't really have much work to do at the moment. It's mainly prep for work in a month or two. So I do have like a week or two I can devote to doing something else. But if you want to jump into the Rittenhouse thing,
Not really.
oh okay.
I just wanted to bring the breaking news. I don't know. Do you have any strong feelings on the whole case?
I will say going into it, I definitely thought I was of the opinion that man's fucked up. It's gonna be guilty. But I didn't really understand, from basically from what I'd heard from the internet and from the clips I'd seen and my very limited understanding of US law. But when it was like pointed out, um, essentially what he'd done, my opinion just changed 180 degrees. It was like, oh, okay, well, seems fairly open and shut. Um, but I'm not a lawyer, so. And I'm not American either, so I don't fucking know shit.
Yeah,
Yourself?
I mean, obvious. I also thought he was going to be found guilty, but not because I wanted him to be found guilty.
Mm, mm.
It's been a strange thing to watch that, and I mean, there's a fair argument for both sides, which is, I guess, kind of a rare occurrence.
What's the
But
argument for each side then?
one that he was acting in self-defense, and one
Yeah.
that he probably shouldn't have been there in the first place. He was a minor who went across straight state lines.
I swear the phrase state lines has been fucking ruined for me now.
Um, into a place where he knew he would be in danger.
Yeah.
It's and yeah, given like the political climate, I did expect him to be found guilty. And while I didn't want him to be found guilty, there is some things on what you could call my side I wasn't fond of, particularly the entire idea of pushing the character of who he killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least in the legal context, like, good job, you killed a pedophile, but to say that justifies what he did is not true. You don't
Mm-hmm.
you didn't kill him because he was a pedophile. You killed him because he was trying to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very different circumstances that lead to a great outcome, but it is the difference between murder and self-defense.
Of course.
Unless, he wasn't trying to kill you and he was trying to rape you, in which case it's kind of the same.
Mm-hmm.
And being a pedophile is a factor. But I mean, I don't have time to watch 40 hours of fucking court proceedings.
Oh no,
And
but
I have enough shit posters on my Twitter feed that, like, while I'm at work, I can kind of basically just get the gist of what's going on.
yeah, I'll be honest as well. I was mainly following it just for memes. That was pretty much how I got it.
Apparently, the prosecution's closing statement was pretty funny in the sense that they were trying to say, like, he shouldn't have felt threatened because the deceased was a fucking manlet.
When will they ever learn?
The victim was 5'4", Your Honor. Like, he's like a little dog, all bark and no bite. He wasn't actually going to hurt anyone.
I know what was it, the prosecution's witness admitted to pulling out his gun and trying to shoot him.
Yeah, that was a Curb Your Enthusiasm moment.
Oh, I forgot to ask, because we moved on to the Rittenhouse. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm groovy.
Nice.
Yeah. Had a week off. And, wasted it all playing Diablo 2. Oh, and finishing Death Stranding. I finished Death Stranding and it's like, finally, I have time to play Diablo 2, and now Diablo 2 has consumed my life. In fact, it was playing what I was playing when you joined. Gotta get that fucking loot, boy.
I only ever played Diablo 3.
That's pretty cringe. I've actually never played Diablo 3.
I've heard that's like the shit one, but it's the only one I've played, and I thought it was alright, so... It's like, when you've got nothing to compare it to, I have no idea how shit it is. If that makes sense.
I mean, I guess it depends, like, comparing what to what, like, just stabby, shooty, grindy looties in general. I'm sure you played Borderlands.
I never got into Borderlands, to be fair, but...
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
I mean, in the end, if you've played any, like, again, what I call stabby, shooty, grindy looties, where you kill stuff to get better gear so you can kill more stuff so you can get better gear.
Yeah.
You've played them all.
Yeah, I mean, I will say it didn't seem to be a huge like I know it is a gameplay loop, but just killing stuff to get more gear, so you can kill stuff better to get more gear, to kill stuff better, wasn't particularly satisfying for myself. Um, is
it's
Diablo 2 in that category?
yes.
Fair enough.
It's. I mean, it's like a lot of games for me where most of the fun is just in the problem solving aspect of
Like
just
specific things.
like how do I get from point A to point B, and how do I make the most of the shit situation I'm in?
Mm.
Also,
Uh,
like, yeah, just like trying out new classes and everything. Like this class has this skill that everyone thinks is useless. How far can I drag this thing?
mm.
Like, how much can I sacrifice literally everything else to make this one piece of shit better for a
Is
laugh?
this the one with the necromancer?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I think I know
Although,
a
although
little
I
bit
think
about
Diablo 3 had a necromancer in a DLC or something.
it. It was a voodoo guy,
Yeah.
I
But
think.
I thought they got like an actual necromancer in the end.
Maybe I don't know. I don't play much of it.
I didn't play it at
Um,
all, but yeah. Oh no, I think it was a paladin that
yeah,
they
that
like
rings a bell.
brought over in Legacy and shit.
Yeah, that sounds right. I don't know if it is right, but it sounds right.
But yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of Diablo 2 has to do with nostalgia. I mean, I've been playing this game since basically it came out on and off for the past 20 years.
Really?
Kinda.
Never heard you talk about it.
Um,
Well,
I
I'm not
mean,
saying you've not talked about it. I'm just saying I've never heard it.
I mean, I kind of gave the rough timeline and flavor of the month earlier, where like it was one of those like everyone has that one story of they went over to like a family's friend's house and they had that one game on their computer that blew your
Mm,
fucking mind. That was Diablo 2 for me.
yeah, CK2 for me.
Yeah, we get it. You're a like Zoomer. How dare you mention a
So,
game that came out in the past decade?
I'm sorry, you know.
But
But
yeah,
if we're
like
talking about
but
mind
yes,
blowing,
but yeah.
um,
I mean, I went over and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You'd hit shit, shit would die,
mm.
and there was a flashing light, and I didn't know what it did. But that was, I mean, I was what like 5 or 6 back then, and it stuck with me all the way until I was about 11 or 12, and I had my own hunk of shit PC
Mm.
and some form of income. And
What,
try to
like
remember what the
11?
fuck was that game that I played when I was like half my height I am now.
Mm.
I eventually remembered the name, bought the discs, played the shit out of it. Still didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I knew more than what I did when I was 5, but not as much as I should have.
I must say, I'm kind of nostalgic for that era of just sort of playing a game and not having, or maybe not knowing how to look up stuff.
I mean,
Like,
you can still kind of get it. You just gotta not look. Yeah, you just really gotta fight that urge to not
yeah,
look at
that's
a
the thing.
wiki.
I'm too weak, you know. Whereas before, if I was playing something and I was having trouble, it was like, okay, I either ask my brother or just solve it. And there's so many fucking mindless games that's like, how the fuck did I get this far? Being like age 7 and just not knowing anything, and it was mainly just because I had a ton of free time, and an infinite attention span for gaming. Well, yes, I will try this level 50 times to try and beat it.
Yeah. Fuck, I mean, Spyro 3 had that issue for me. Especially because it was the hack. I've talked about it before.
Uh, yeah,
Especially
Spyro.
when I actually streamed playing Spyro 3.
Mm. Is there an episode of the pod attached to Spyro?
I mean, there's an entire like segment of the podcast
Oh
where
no,
the
I know.
background footage is Spyro.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. Um, yeah.
But there's also a really good video out there that explains basically the anti-piracy measures that went into Spyro 3, where it
Oh, yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
I don't know I mean, have you watched it?
I've not watched it, but I've heard. Actually, I probably heard it from you. To be fair, I think you've told me.
I might
If I recall correctly, it's at a certain point in the game, things will just start fucking up, right?
pretty much, and
Yeah.
it will just completely corrupt the save if you actually try and fight the final boss.
Right, right.
But it's pretty interesting in the way it works, especially when just the way it goes about like protecting its intellectual property,
Mm,
rather than just stopping you outright and the people trying to crack the game just cracking harder. It basically gives you a sense of like success, so that you kind of just like pack up and go home early.
yeah.
And by the time everyone figures out, wait a minute, we've actually fucked this up, day one sales are already over.
Mm. I mean,
It's pretty nice, and I quite enjoy. Where was I going with that?
like,
I think more games need creative methods of anti-piracy. Diablo,
yeah, but it probably costs them real money though. But that's the problem these
I mean,
days.
so does fucking a de novo license.
Fair
D-
enough.
Also,
uh,
the detection method was pretty interesting in how that worked as well. But again,
which one?
I'll see if I So all the PlayStation ones back in the day were essentially region locked.
Yeah.
But if you were a pro hacker man, and you've probably heard about it, of like chipped PS1s,
Mm.
which basically just added a little dongle to them that would basically just give whatever region feedback the game needed. So you could
Yeah.
basically like play JP games on your North American PS1 or whatever the fuck. However, the dongles were kind of too good at this, and they only really need that region information on like startup. But the dongles would give that information whenever requested. So what the game would do, what Spyro 3 would do was it would, after the like startup, it would just start asking for this region information, and if it got it back, it the game kind of knew this is a like hacked version of the game.
Oh, that's ingenious. So basically, the software was too good, and that's how they spotted it.
Pretty much. And I mean, obviously, all these things got corrected in time, but
Mhm.
by that time they'd already sold 1 million copies. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, of course. Hack the shit out of our game all you want. Um. Hmm.
And I mean, going back to Diablo 2, they also had a nice anti-piracy measure although it kind of got subverted.
Do tell.
Okay, so it's a long story, and I don't particularly know where to start. But there's a rare ring in the game called the Stone of Jordan, which is it's a very good ring that's kind of popular for a lot of builds, especially early in the game.
Mm.
And to the kind of to the point that it became currency. You know, like it was the gold standard of like, oh, that sword that you've got is worth 2 stones of Jordan or half stone of Jordan or whatever, and that's kind of how people would base their trades on.
Yeah, okay. Got you.
It also got duped into oblivion by hackers
Yeah.
to kind of fund the currency. So, and I don't specifically know how it happened. And again, I'm sure you can find a million videos that explain this entire process on YouTube. But the developers' reaction to this was to kind of track on the server side, like how many of these stones of Jordan were being traded. And after a certain point, the this like after a certain amount of stones of Jordan were sold, the server would um have an event where a character known as Uber Diablo, i.e., like a buffed up version of the final boss, would spawn, but he'd spawn practically anywhere
Alright.
and was really hard to kill and would kind of like kill your characters because fuck you.
Yeah.
Except, given how these stabby, shooty, grindy, looty games work, it eventually just got seen more as a challenge than a punishment.
Yeah. Like, it's just now a new event boss, or was it,
It's not the new event boss, and in the remaster you can kind of get it summoned anywhere. Like online, it still tracks the like count of whatever the fuck, and then every game on that server will spawn Uber Diablo,
Right.
and you know you'll have like 30, 40 games on any given server, and
So,
they drop a rare item that's kind of like a pretty good buff, so everybody wants one. So
mm.
everyone's trying to get it, but on single player, if you sell 1 stone of Jordan, it spawns, and then you can go do it single player.
Oh, okay. Right. So they've got
Yeah,
the
so when you're playing by yourself, no, you don't need to like find 50 of these fucking things and then sell them off.
mm.
I've yet to see it. Which I guess is the other nice thing about playing it now is because I'm 25 and not completely retarded compared to the last 3 times. Because there's also a brief moment like right after high school where I was playing it.
Mm.
I'm actually seeing a lot of the. I mean, I'm not at the end game yet, but I'm kind of getting there, and I'm starting to see a lot of those like rare items I'd only ever heard of. So it's a good
That you were
feeling,
sort of you were never able to attain on your own kind of deal.
pretty much. And it's I mean, and again, like only ever really heard of because while I was playing it when I was like 18, 19, I wasn't playing it online. But I did play it online when I was like 11 and 12. Back before like mass internet and you know everything was still kind of just word of mouth.
Mm.
So you just see that one guy who's level 99 and the really flash armor and like, oh dude, he's probably got that rare thing. It's probably really cool that I'll never in a million fucking years get.
Mm.
But yeah, it's been fun. Everyone should play it.
But you can only get it on battle.net, right?
Unfortunately, yes. Or you could just pirate the classic version.
Oh, yeah. Because Battle.net is fucked up for me, legit. I corrupted the software. When I was trying to uninstall it, and I think my PC closed to update halfway through or something like that, and it's fucked. But it's great for me because I was on that. I was wanting to uninstall it because I didn't want to play Blizzard games again. So it's worked as a happy little accident in that.
I guess
Um,
that's the other fun thing. The consumer in me is like, no, I don't give a shit about how your like developers are all rapists. I want to play my fucking nostalgia game.
yeah, fair
Yes,
enough.
yeah, yes. This will be one of the rare instances when I pay like full price for something.
I'm sure I'm sure the only reason I've stuck to the several year boycott is because I physically, beyond a reset of my solid state drive, there's literally no way I can get Battle.net now. So it's like and as I have no inclination to play Battle.net games, it's like okay, cool. Um,
He's trying really hard to not just specifically say Hearthstone.
you know me too well. Don't call me out like that. Um,
I will say though, at the moment, the Diablo 2 remaster is 25% off because of Black Friday sales.
mm,
And we've talked ad nauseum over the years about how we want America to fuck off with their fucking corporate holidays.
yeah.
I will not celebrate your Thanksgiving and I will not celebrate your Halloween. Leave me alone. I want to celebrate Christmas in late October and you can't stop me.
Uh, yeah, we were just talking about this last episode, weren't we? Actually,
Are we?
yeah, in relation to Guy Fawkes time.
Oh, right. I will celebrate Guy Fawkes though,
Well, yeah,
but
it's how it
but with
used
a
to be a
Christmas
full.
with a Christmas theme.
It's like it used to be a full holiday, but now it's just fireworks. As Halloween superseded it. Uh,
I guess I mean even in the UK they kind of celebrate Halloween.
it's changed like quite a lot in a fairly short amount of time. So like when I was young, I wasn't allowed to go trick or treating because it was my mother said it was begging.
It
Um,
is.
and yeah, and I wasn't the only person. Because of course at that age you just want sweets, right? Um, and there were a bunch of us at my school who, yeah, it was quite a rare thing for people to go trick or treat. And I remember one year we literally had like one person, or like one girl and her dad. That was it. And this was only like 2007, 2008. Whereas now it is like you will get a lot of people. You know, like where I live, I actually missed a bunch of trick or treaters because it was on a Sunday. Um, but in the time I was in the house, I must have had at least like 15, 20 different knocks at the door, and I was out in the really busy section, so um, it's became a lot bigger. Uh,
This is
yeah,
why OnlyFans is taking over. People are suddenly okay with begging for shit.
uh, yeah. Um.
This is what fucking socialism has done. Everyone's happy just asking for handouts now.
I didn't realize these were fucking boomer hours. Jesus Christ. For one
This is why
edition.
we need the Tories in power. You live in a fucking Labour stronghold, and now you have to celebrate Halloween.
um, I've been living under Tories for 11 fucking years. But yeah, I must say I don't have a ton to talk about really, since this was like, I think Americans call them like midterms, or roughly equivalent to that. My entire 2 weeks has just been spent reading, watching stuff I needed to watch. Oh, I did watch Demon Slayer actually. I actually watched it all.
Is it actually good?
Eh, like, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say it was good, but I got into it in that it was really hard watching, or pretty hard until I got to about episode 11, and at that point I was sufficiently into it that I could finish it. It's shonen. I'm not huge on shonen, but it wasn't bad.
Has it made all the porn more enjoyable?
I've yet to see any Demon Slayer porn actually.
Really?
Yeah.
You've just been oblivious to like all the. I mean, maybe now that we're like what, a year on.
Yeah.
I guess the Nezuko train has died down a bit.
I do remember seeing Nezuko everywhere, but
Maybe you just spent too much time on Reddit where they don't load the hick and lolly.
Oh, I don't know why that's buckled me. Oh, she's only for parts. No. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you like shonen,
I don't.
yeah.
Thanks for asking.
But it's like it's one of those shows that anybody who was wanting to watch it has already watched it. I'm very late to the party here, so and I'm only watching it because I'm literally forced to watch it. So it's not like I'm like I can recommend it. Oh, and it was what I've been watching Seinfeld as well. Um, that's really been the only sort of not work thing I've done. I've just been watching Seinfeld.
What a sad
Um,
existence.
that was a great existence. It's a great show. But so I've had to actually read. I can't remember if I talked about this last week. I think I was just starting, having to read. But I've been making good progress and actually read. Like I've actually read some fucking books in the past 2 weeks. Um, working out at the library and all that shit. I included one incredibly pretentious book, like offensively pretentious. One. It was only 100 pages, so I bashed it out. But I read Yoshida Shigeru and His Time, which wasn't really about Yoshida Shigeru. It was mainly about the U.S. occupation, and fucking Douglas MacArthur and all that.
Yes.
Shigeru was the big prime minister after the war. He wasn't the first one, but he was like the big one that kind of turned Japan around. He cemented Japan's reliance on the US for its defense and cemented the economic funding that made Japan, big in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And I read From Party Politics to Militarism in Japan. I think it's 1926 to 1941. which was actually quite a good book. So of course it's all about pre-war Japan. I learned quite a lot. I didn't realize that the fucking Japs fought the Russians.
You mean the Russo-Japanese War?
No, fuck off. I mean, the Russo-Japanese War was 1904, 1905. I mean the Soviets, like pre-German invasion of Russia, like pre-Operation Barbarossa. It's called like the Namnom Hon incident, Nomonhon incident. Something like 8,000. Oh, sorry.
And I was gonna say, yeah, I think I've heard about it. I mean, Manchuria was just a fucking mess, and of like
Yeah,
fucking borders.
that was pretty much the entire book. Was like how much of a fucking mess Manchuria was. But yeah, like 8,000 Japs died because they didn't realize that the Russian forces in the Far East were like fully fucking mechanized. They got smashed, and that was pretty much the prime impetus for, you know what? Let's sign a non-aggression pact. Then let's focus on those Americans instead. But I will say that I didn't realize how I really don't want to come off as an apologist for this because
Do it.
I mean Japan fucked up, but man, like America really did fuck Japan over a lot in the late 30s to the point where they didn't really have an alternative, in my opinion. Like a reasonable alternative. Of course, there's tons of alternate history scenarios of what if they invaded Russia, what if X faction didn't work, but like pretty much everyone knew it was going to happen. And there were some overtures to try and solve it, but you know, America were preaching one thing and doing another, and so I couldn't help but kind of get the impression that, you know, there were a couple of like meetings at points where Japan was willing to make reasonable concessions. There were also plenty, don't get me wrong, where Japan was absolutely high on, you know, getting a couple of victories and wanted the fucking world. So I'm not trying to make this like a binary option, but I think
It's like those moments in grand strategy games where you try suing for peace, and you're wondering like, who the fuck coded this game? You're like, oh wait, no, this is just accurate.
yeah. Like, but yeah, and also yeah, uh, quite an interesting book. The fucking pretentious one I had was about political life in Japan. So I'm doing a politics module, and the question I'm going to be doing is about political parties, which is why I'm reading a lot of these, you know, political books. And that one, it was about political life in Japan from like 1955 to like 80, but it was written in such a pretentious sociological way of like, okay, human relationships are in the nomos, the logos, and the chaos, and we are evaluating liminal relationships between superliminal beings um, through the lens of the Tokyo metropolitan bureaucratic
Zeitgeist.
business, tax committee. It's like, bruh, like I got it out, but I fucking hated reading that book so much. It was so like
You want to know a
stuffy
secret?
and...
That wasn't a book. That was a lefty meme.
Oh yeah, actually, the fucking Yoshida Shigeru one, the guy was full on. I was like, you know, so this is gonna sound really fucking dumb, right? But one thing I was always taught, you know, growing up, was, you know, if something's true, it's written in a book, right? And just, kind of taking books at fairly face value. And of course, now I'm having to critically evaluate books and, like, is this a source that can be trusted? And all that, which is always a good skill to have, of course. But reading this book from this guy who's a big diplomat in post-war Japan, and so the Yoshida Shigeru one was a diplomatic history of Japan, and man was just dropping the, of course, these, Yoshida didn't know the insidious evil of leftism. Man did not like communists. Man did not like the left at all. While writing, it was kind of like, this doesn't seem to be unbiased. Because he was like one step away from saying leftists should be thrown out of helicopters or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, man did not like them.
Where's the lie, though?
Shit. Oh yeah, the anime stuff as well. I guess had a good lecture this week. It was all about the production of anime. It was basically the Ken Arto episode of Trash Taste. But
I think you highly, like, overestimate how much Trash Taste I watched.
oh, sorry. The JoJo animator guy. But basically, animators get fucked over.
Yes.
That's pretty much the entire industry is incredibly exploitative.
Yes.
Like, I mean, do you know how much a fucking animator makes?
Less than me.
But yeah, like I was looking, like a 5-year senior animator, 5 years experience, doing actual fucking keyframes, is on like 25,000 USD. Entry level animators on like 12,000. Like, bruh. Fucking some of these shows are making hundreds of millions and billions. Like, goddamn. Yeah. That was pretty much it.
And I'm sitting here pirating their work.
And yeah, I went to I remember the Artel server and asked there, and I actually need to add that book you recommend. But I've already found a thing for that video he did. I just the video he recommended, so I'm gonna give that a watch.
Nice.
But so thanks for telling me to go there.
You're welcome.
But no, it's actually like legit, as the kids say, no cap. It's been a very interesting class. I'm really enjoying taking it. I've learned a lot. Yeah, it's just quite useful information. Well, sorry, not useful. Literally not useful at all, but quite interesting information.
But wait till my boy gets on the chase and all the questions are about Japanese animation. Then you can say that your degree won you like £6,000.
Yeah. Worst thing is, the chase for UK shows actually has some pretty good money. That's definitely, it's one of the more generous ones. Fucking pointless for £1,000. It's like the hardest one for like £1,000. I'll never get over that. Hey Mish. I'm trying to think of literally anything else I've done.
I'm just thinking about the chase now.
I sent you Hagrid.
I heard
Yeah.
through the grapevine, as they say.
The grapevine of me telling you. Yeah. Which was pain.
Why? Because you had to get on a bus with this like giant paper shell.
No. I went to my local post office, which didn't mean I had to walk through my fucking neighborhood with this giant fucking thing. No, I mean to be perfectly honest with you, the reason I was really pretty much not wanting to send it at this point was just how expensive it was. Just to be real. I I was like, you know what, fuck it. I've just got to take the L. Man's been waiting. I've just got to do it, of course. But that it was something else, quite because it cost a lot more, a hell of a lot more to send it. But it is what it is. So yeah, but fully honest with you, I got the cheapest shipping possible. So because bruh, it was not cheap. So it's on its way. I did address it as you wanted me to address it, which I always refuse to. So I hope that doesn't cause any problems.
What?
I was going to leave it as a surprise, actually.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Wait, what? That's the show?
No.
It's like, it's a bit early. But yeah, so that's pretty much my life for the past 2 weeks. I think I've covered essentially
Well,
everything.
I mean, I covered mine, and then I talked about Diablo too. I mean,
Death Stranding finishing.
yeah. Aside from that, I finished Death Stranding. I don't know how I want to describe this entirely. Basically it ends kind of just like how my halfway through opinion was. It's a lot of fucking fun, but God is Hideo Kojima a pretentious prick. Like,
Okay.
I would honestly say that the story degraded my experience more than it enhanced.
Really?
If I could have just had Blanky McSlate running around a map building fucking zip lines and delivering packages, it would have been a better game. I still recommend it if it's not a bajillion fucking dollars.
It's on sale right now. It has been on my radar.
It is $18. Yeah, it's 70% off. I'd say it's worth picking up. I don't know. I've currently got my Steam set to the US, so I don't know how much it is in my money, but yeah. What's the director's cut doing these days? Because that came out like just after I bought it.
Oh, actually, Spellcaster University. So I'm just checking my Steam.
I don't see a director's cut on Steam.
Maybe the default game is the director's cut.
No, because they added a bunch of useless shit to it.
Oh.
Like I think the only thing I've seen them really add to it is they put a fucking hot rod in the game, and a package cannon to launch cargo through the air for some fucking reason. It's one of the, I don't get how the fuck this game got a director's cut. Aside from just more of stroking Kojima's ego.
I mean, they are a director.
But and it's like I don't know. I consider a director's cut being sort of the this is how I would have done it, but I had like executives pushing me around.
Yeah, the top brass and all that.
Except he is the top brass. He wasn't told no, you can't put this in your fucking game. This is just him wanting to sell the fucking game again and stroke his fucking ego.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I got 140 hours out of it. I still haven't.
140.
Yes,
That, bruh. Is that how long it took you to complete it?
you with a shitload of side content done.
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
like I I I I I don't know how long the actual story. I started watching a speed run though of it, and I guess to his credit, the speed run at this point in time is literally just playing the game.
just like normal.
Pretty much. Like there's no like clipping through fucking the most like hackiest thing I've seen them do is that it's like technically faster to basically just run on the end of like falling over.
Right.
So like you'll see them kind of just like stumble and like correct themselves and kind of just walk like that with heavy packages because it's technically faster than just running.
Mm.
But aside from that, yeah, it's just like running and then like trying to get a car as soon as possible so that you and then very meticulously like placing recharging stations so that you can like go to this one 30 minutes from now when you've got to like backtrack or something and you'll have the exact amount of battery to like yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's nice seeing a like a speed run where it's just not all like a glitch fest. You know, it's just playing the game, you know, as meant to be played, but in the most
Oh,
optimized way.
are you ready for the fun like callback? It's the reason I
Sure.
like Diablo 2 speedruns.
Damn, it all links together.
They are one of the few speedruns I've kind of consistently watched throughout the years. Because it literally is just playing the game in a sort of like how do you manage a stabby shooty grindy looty with the like completing the game with the most stability possible? Like because like trying to wager an entire like 9 hour long speed run as some of them go on whether or not you get the right gear is is chaos. Yeah,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Wait, you just thought.
No, I sneezed.
Oh.
The popping sound is me like turning my microphone on and off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just interesting to see like how how to get the most consistency possible. Because trying to wager whether or not you can get through a certain part of the game on a 1 in 5,000 drop is ridiculous. It's never going to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
it's happened because they speed ran the game a bajillion fucking times.
Yeah, on sort of the condition that they get the drop, sort of deal.
Yeah. So
Um,
it was kind of interesting in that sense, especially when it does happen and it's kind of just like it's how you know that they're actually knowledgeable of the game on like basically just making the most of what they have.
yeah.
kind of goes back to the whole rant I've been saying for years about NPCs and people who just do things because they know that you press button and get result and not really knowing why. Like, if I told you the route of a speed run was you do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but you're doing A and you suddenly get the thing for D, you don't have to do B and C anymore. But
Yeah.
people too fucking stupid to know that because they just know that you're supposed to do B and C.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining it terribly. I can guarantee fucking tell.
No, I get what you mean. It's just a realization that I feel like I'm probably a bit of an NPC. In that, like, if that happened to me, I could kind of feel like, well, shit, I've got B, but the guide said to do B and C. What do I do?
And that's why you follow the guides and not write them.
Indubitably. Yes. Oh.
So it's just the thing I've seen throughout my fucking life, particularly in video games and the people who play them. Gamers are literally the worst.
Indeed. I mean, speaking of games, I will say that I've I just don't have. I mean, to me, filling out my time at the moment, like the reason I'm watching Seinfeld, and also I will take any of the recommendations for 20-minute long shows, is because I've developed a technique for reading, because I've destroyed my attention span. Is that I read for 20 minutes and then I do something else for 20 minutes and read for 20 minutes, and that way I could read for, like, 6 hours in 7 hours. So gaming's basically been taken out of that equation completely.
Because it'll be read for 20 minutes and game for 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Like the exception being a couple of streams of Spellcast University that Maurice got for me, because he wanted me to play it, which I don't fully get, but whatever. Free game, and that's been kind of fun. But Blue Archive came out.
So I've heard.
And as I've talked on this pod about Princess Connect, Blue
You have.
Archive is pretty. It is the most. It's a bit different in key aspects, of course, but it's definitely in that Princess Connect vein. So I'm there is a couple of fucked up progression mechanics and shit, and that you are not getting as much as you should be getting. But it's and the loading times are fucking insane because it verifies the cache every time. But that's pretty much it's fun, and the girl and it's cute. The helper girl, and she says your name as well. But that's been it for me, really. Like 2 logins a day. That's like 10 minutes. Beyond that, like, no games. I will say, fuck it. I'm gonna talk about Seinfeld for a bit. That's all right.
I was gonna say that you know what
Oh,
would fit like really really well in that
well.
Hearthstone or some shit.
Dumb.
Play a match, read a chapter.
Oh, why would you say
It is just a matter of that sort of getting something that's sort of compartmentalized like that,
Mm.
like an episode, which
Yeah.
you're not going to get in your arbitrarily long story based whatever the fuck.
Mm. Yeah, like fucking grind 140 hours, read a chapter, just ain't gonna work. Um, but yeah,
Just
What,
read
what
for like ages, forehead.
I know I do feel like such a fucking child. Like, honest. I mean, hell no. As a child, I could read way more. But it's just, yeah, my attention's, having my phone and all that. My attention span's just been fucked up.
Just get rid of
Um,
your phone.
well, I mean that's what I do, and that's the thing. Like, I should say, by reading for 20 minutes is, I'm saying, oh, I'm only reading for 20 minutes, but in reality, it's like, okay, it's 20 minutes is up, but I'm only like 3 pages away from finishing this chapter. And by getting into the habit of reading, now I'm like, I take the train every day, so now I'm like,
Just
okay,
just put
I'll read.
Misha on your lap so that you can't get up and you have to
Oh,
read.
right, right. It's funny you say that because Misha has she has mixed feelings on the reading. Because on one hand, I'm now downstairs a lot more, on the sofa, uh, which she likes. Um,
On the downside, the book sits exactly where she wants to sit.
exactly, yes. So she doesn't fully understand, that she can't sit on my belly anymore, and she has to sit like on my legs, and she doesn't like it.
Just
Um,
don't put the book on your belly. Put your book on like your crotch or something, or right in front of
no,
your
no, because
face.
then Misha's covering it. Like, Misha's fucking covering the bottom half of the book. She's not tiny. Like, actually, I will say Misha's been mad affectionate lately. Um,
Have
there's
you
been
got
a
a
couple of
spade yet?
sorry,
Have you spayed her yet?
no. Um,
Get on
we're
that shit,
waiting.
man.
We're waiting for. Yeah, my mother's coming down at Christmas. I mean, coming up. Sorry, at Christmas. Um, so it looks like that's about when we're gonna get it done. But no, has it been that? It's just been like, I'll wake up in the middle of the night to feel some whiskers on my cheek. You know, um, and she like sleeps right next to my head, which honestly is getting me fucking paranoid. Um,
Oh, you also get the sleep paralysis demon.
yeah, really
Because
shitty.
that's what I've learned from Jack and the few times he slept in my room is he knows the correlation between the alarm and me needing to wake up.
Yeah.
So he'll kind of like sit right on my fucking chest and stare at me in the dark. Like, dude, you got to get the fuck up. Although it never works
um,
because then I just turn the alarm off and take him outside and then go back to sleep.
um, I have it with what do you call it? I'm just trying to think how does it's more like she just makes so much fucking noise. That's the thing with Misha.
So then stop having
Um,
noisy things.
no, I mean, she'll just scratch the bed and then just start meowing and shit. Of course, like when she wants food and there's plenty of food in the bowl, but she's ate in the middle, so it shows the bottom of the bowl there. So to her, she has no food.
And then you just kick the
And this,
bowl so everything shakes over a
yeah,
bit.
no, I know. I'm not saying these as like serious problems. I need massive help with to solve. Like, yeah, I know how to deal with them. It's just fucking annoying. Like, fucking hell, Misha, just let me relax. Um, but I love her anyway.
Bro, Sam.
Uh, uh, shit, I'm sure there was something else. Get Misha being annoying, reading. Uh, yeah, I
Misha
will. I was.
reading. Reading being annoying. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the Seinfeld.
Alright.
Um,
That thing
so
I've been avoiding.
Just give me a couple minutes. I'll bash it out, mate.
Oh,
Okay, so
it's nothing personal. I just have this weird like gut instinct against Seinfeld.
I mean, so here in the UK, we got all of the American sitcoms after Seinfeld. So like Friends onwards,
Yes.
we'd get them, but we never got Seinfeld. So watching Seinfeld, I'm basically seeing how pretty much every sitcom I've seen since has very inspired by Seinfeld. And like, you know, so the one that comes to mind is like in one of his stand-up gigs in like an episode from 1990. Fucking Seinfeld is talking about the code. Like he has to give his car away because George is going to get with a lady, and he has to do it because it's the male code. And it's like fucking 15, 16 years later, the male code is sort of the revolutionary thing for How I Met Your Mother. You know, the bro code. And so the main thing with Seinfeld is, I mean, it's funny, you know, but the big thing is just, oh, it's shit I've already seen and I thought was unique, but was done 20 years ago, like before that. That's the main interest. It's also just funny. That's it, really. I'm enjoying it. Holds up reasonably well. I don't want to say it massively holds up because, but the comedy's still funny.
Usually is.
Yeah, that's all I've got to say, really. I'm on season 9, so I've only got like 12 episodes left, and I have a lot more books to read. So, like, if anyone does, like, genuinely, if anyone has a 20-minute, and not an anime, not a fucking anime, please, God, no, anything but a fucking anime. If anyone's got any 20-minute show recommendations, please hit me up, please. I really need one.
Yeah, if I'm going to recommend any of them,
Yeah.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Is it on Netflix or
I don't know,
Amazon?
but I hope so.
I watched it vaguely, but I've never actually watched it. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Oh, it's on BBC iPlayer. What the fuck? Yo, the whole thing. Yo, it's everything. It's every episode. Yo, why the fuck did the BBC? Sorry, that's taken me totally off. Why the fuck did the
Why did the
BBC
BBC want a black man?
It's fucking. The fuck did the BBC do for the full right? Like, it's not like they've got like a few episodes. They've got the entire rights. They've got the reunion special. All right, based BBC. Okay, why the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
I like it. That's it.
The only things I know about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is funny Carlton dance and the whole
The opening.
why the fuck did you choose me? That one.
I thought you were going to say just the opening.
Oh yeah. Of course, yeah. But okay. I mean, I don't have anything better than that, unless
If you have a better suggestion than Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, leave a comment down below, or perhaps join the Discord. Link in the description below.
Hmm. Oh, So I had to write an anime essay.
Almost like
Well,
that's
shit.
your fucking course.
Yeah, it really makes you think. So yeah, I had to write that. Oh wait, no, you don't like JoJo, do you? All right, this is.
I don't have any opinions on JoJo.
The problem I was having was like, the fuck do I write it on? Because as we've established, I don't watch a huge amount of anime. um, and I had to write about something I knew reasonably well, and so all the anime that I think I could be see I could it could be said that I know and I like. I haven't watched in like 3 or 4 years, so I couldn't remember shit. Like K-On! Is just cute girls, right? Like I don't fucking remember what happens in each episode of fucking K-On!
I
Like
don't know. If you're like me, you've still got the tune to Gohan Warakazu in your head.
um
Actually, most of them maybe.
trying to think, can I even remember any of the songs from K-On! Off the top of my head? I've got them all on my phone. They occasionally come up, but I mean, like just off the dome piece. I can remember the videos for them, but shit. It's like if you played a song, I would know it immediately, but I can't actually think of any. Damn, not a
Jokes,
real K-On! fan.
jokes on you. I'd only play the Nightcore versions just to fuck with you.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, okay, what anime have I watched in the past like year? I was pretty much what I had to limit to. Monogatari was way too fucking big. I needed something fairly concise. Jujutsu Kaisen I couldn't really remember. Konosuba season 2, I guess, you know. And I ended up like JoJo is fairly compartmentalized, so I did it on JoJo Part 4. I gave a presentation actually. I think I talked about that already. I gave a presentation, and Dario, my boy Dario, really liked it. It was the opposite of the of that pasta, you know, because he sent me an email with his feedback, and yeah, it was like the direct opposite of the like. Shit,
Your
how does it go
argument is
again?
very strong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, I can't take credit for that. It was Manla and Manla who immediately posted the fucking reverse of it. Like, but yeah, I'm okay. I think I'm tapped out.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Okay. I'll give it a go. I might hate it. I'll be fully honest with you. I might not
If
like
you
it.
hate it, you're racist.
Oh damn.
That's my get out of jail free card. So I'm not racist. I watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. These accusations will not stick.
Do you have anything? Oh.
Not really, except for the whole weight loss challenge at work.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've already seen how it went, but do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, there was a weight loss challenge at work, as mentioned in 4 episodes ago, probably, given it's an 8-week challenge.
Mm.
And I came out with 7.6 kilos lost.
Pog.
Your boy, slightly less fat. Great.
I mean, 7 kilos is a decent amount. It's not.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean, I ended up posting. The joys of working in a giant fucking warehouse is I have unfettered access to visual aids for this.
Oh. Yeah, but I guess so.
Yeah. So there's now a picture on my Twitter of 7.5 kilos of butter because I can just go into the back room and find 7.5 kilos of butter and be like, that shit was on me. And even that, I'm pretty sure I've talked about it when I even started losing weight, where it's hard to like visualize where the fuck the weight is,
Yeah.
because that, I mean, that's again like 7.5 kilos of butter. I can hold 40 kilos of butter, which is apparently how much I'm above like my average BMI that I'm supposed to have. And I can't imagine, like, that on me. Like, it's a whole
Yeah.
other torso in front of me.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
like, you know, where the fuck does it go?
Mm.
Maybe if I just stood there and people, like, slathered the butter on me, and like, once it covers my entire body, it's like, oh, you know what, that's just a
Oh,
bit,
there it is.
it's just a bit thicker. Like, obviously it doesn't work when I've already got that, like, weight on me.
Mm.
And, there's a mathematic formula for this, but I can't remember how the fuck it goes in my head.
Well, a mathematic formula for weight distribution?
No, but yes and no, but more of like, um, volume when there's already, like, a volume inside.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
displacement and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas basically, like, the area of the outer container minus the area of the internal container,
Mm.
and then from there you can figure out just like how much shit is in the outer container.
It's in you.
No, no. Well, the outer container would be like the fat,
Mm.
and then there's another way to go about it, where it's like, if I'm so many cubic meters, and I put another, and I, like, evenly distribute another cubic meter of fat around me, and I'll, like, gain an inch or something of thickness.
Mm.
It's hard to talk about because I'm autistic and don't really know, know how to explain it in the first place.
Sorry, that's a fucking great clip there. Sorry, it's hard to talk about because I'm autistic. Uh,
Oh, and apparently trending in New Zealand, it's International Men's Day. Are we men?
I hope so.
Happy, ha- Happy International Men's Day.
To you too. On that, shall we part?
I guess. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yep.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, see you in 2 weeks. Alright, see you, I guess, maybe in Bleak Falls Barrow now?
We'll see what happens.
Alright, see ya.
Bye.